All right. Today we're going to be doing a fast food tier list. So we're going to be ranking foods based on healthy options versus I'd literally rather just starve. And because it's fast food, honestly, we might not have a lot of healthy options, but we'll kind of see and hopefully we'll have some fun with this one. So we're going to go right away. We have In N Out. So In N Out, believe it or not, I've been a couple of times to this when I was in my fatter days. And they do have like the Flying Dutchman, which you can get. I believe it's onions, the burger, some cheese, and I think that's it. And then you can also just get a lettuce wrap. So they have healthy options. I would actually say this is kind of healthy, honestly, guys. It is kind of doable. Um, I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend going to In-N-Out all the time. They have a lot of tempting, very highly palatable foods. They have like shakes. They have obviously the burgers with the buns are going to be a lot of calories in the sauce. And then you also have things like the fries and the animal style fries, which are just a fuck ton of calories. So you probably don't want to be getting that very often, but there are healthy options. Next, Wendy's. Literally, guys, it is kind of similar, but I'm going to say Wendy's you should avoid, or I would say probably avoid, because again you can get things like I believe you can get like a bunless burger. You can avoid the fries if you're really trying to eat healthy, but you really shouldn't be going to Wendy's. And I mean honestly, In and Out could kind of float in here too, but just because I believe they have more options than Wendy's in terms of healthy stuff. I know Wendy's has like a baked potato too. But the meats at Wendy's always make you shit your guts out. It's honestly awful. Eating there, not the greatest experience. Definitely probably avoid that. And Carl's Jr. I'll be honest, I've been to this place once. It was actual just dog shit. um, so this is gonna be should avoid. I don't think there was anything healthy there. It was really just kind of gross fast food. Pretty horrible. Raising Cane's. The taste is delicious. I mean, who doesn't like the Caniac combo, right? Come on. But if we're gonna talk about healthy, they really don't have anything very good for you. They have like Texas toast, pretty high in calories. They also have like, of course, they have fries. They have their cane sauce, which people get that stupid cup and they dunk their shit in there. Yeah, this is going to be definitely a should avoid. Obviously, it tastes delicious, but come on now. Um, Taco Bell. Do I need to really say anything about Taco Bell? Like, if you get Taco Bell in the Big 26, you really might be cooked. This restaurant, this fast food chain, really kind of gross food. The taste, obviously, highly palatable, good food. They've added like fries now and a bunch of other stuff and like shakes. But Taco Bell is not Mexican food, you guys. It is pretty much gross American fast food. So definitely be avoiding that. Kentucky Fried Chicken, um, really similar tier to Cane's. You should avoid this, not at all costs, but I would definitely avoid it again. It's just fried chicken. Honestly, I would put it in this tier because there's absolutely nothing healthy here. Cane's, really, Cane's could go between either of these two as well. But at least the fact that it's, honestly, we'll say the fact that it's chicken will give it a pass. Again, both of these you should really be avoiding. Del Taco. Never been to this place. Had to look it up. It looks like a bit of an upgraded Taco Bell. You might be able to get like a burrito or something with a couple of healthy options. Didn't look great. Going to be probably putting that there. Chick-fil-A. Now, controversial one. I know Chick-fil-A. I'm going to put it in should avoid. I'm going to put it in probably avoid because I believe they have a grilled chicken sandwich. Don't quote me on that because I've only been to Chick-fil-A twice. Don't quote me on that. So we're going to put Chick-fil-A and probably avoid. Pizza Hut, this needs to go in I Rather Starve. Really similar level to Taco Bell. You're not going to feel good after you eat it. It's going to be pretty awful for you, and everything's high in calories. Just not a good place to go. Burger King. Now, if you're a vegetarian, I know they have the vegetarian option. I think you can get a couple of healthier options. Again, very similar to Wendy's. Actually tastes worse than Wendy's. Uh, Again, probably avoid, should avoid. They're pretty interchangeable. I'll put it up to probably avoid. Domino's is going to go straight to should avoid. Everything's high in calories. They have a lot of desserts that are high in calories. All the pizzas are, I mean, come on. If you're going to Domino's actually probably be I'd rather starve, honestly. There's really nothing you can get that's healthy there that I've seen. Little Caesars, honestly, same thing. This place, the taste is insane. I actually think Little Caesars might be one of the best fast food pizzas. But that being said, it's really, really, really bad for you. They don't have any healthy options. Everything's high in calories, highly palatable, so you want to eat the whole pizza. Just not a good thing to go. Sonic might be the worst fast food chain. From what I've heard, Sonic is literally like probably the most unhealthy option possible. I've been there a couple times. Definitely have gotten like a 2,000 calorie milkshake there. You don't want to be doing that. That was when, again, I was a lot bigger. So definitely be avoiding Sonic at all costs. Papa John's, never been. Again, it's a pizza place. And I'm going to guess probably I'd rather starve. You don't want to be eating pizza if you're trying to be a healthy person. You don't want to be, if you're in a bulk or if you're in a cut, you want to be avoiding pretty much all fast foods, guys. There's really not a lot of fast foods that you can say, yeah, I might be able to argue with this and take it. Like there's a couple on this list that I see that I could see myself going to, and I'll kind of explain those. But for the most part, I mean, these are really not great fast food chains to be going to. Arby's, never been to Arby's, guys. I have heard terrible things about Arby's. I know they have sandwiches. I think I would put this in should avoid only because I think if you were to get the meats and maybe like a lettuce bun type of thing instead of the bread, that might be more acceptable. Uh, Arby's is, I've heard it's really, really gross food. So let's not be going to Arby's. Jimmy John's. Now, when you think of Jimmy John's, you think, okay, sandwiches, this is probably like pretty healthy, maybe. Again, I would say probably avoid. And a lot of the meats they have are highly processed. They have a lot of high calorie sauces. The bread is, unless you get like the flat bread, it's pretty thick bread. Again, pretty high calorie dense stuff. There's not as much protein as you might think at Jimmy John's, unless you're getting like a crazy amount of meat in the sandwich. Pause. Then, you know, it's really going to be another thing where you're eating like 1,500 to 2,000 calories in one sitting, and you get chips with it and the drink with the combo. So one of those things, again, probably want to avoid that. But it's not as bad as something like Cane's, where it's just like straight bad carbs, a lot of processed fats and sugars, or like KFC. It's a little better than that. Now, here we go. The one that people have probably been waiting for, Chipotle. I honestly love Chipotle. And this one's going to go to healthy options. When I've been on cuts in the past or have been, eating fairly healthy, Chipotle is a go-to. You can make Chipotle as healthy as you want it to be. For example, when I'll go, I do double chicken. I'll get some sort of salsa, usually like whatever that spicier salsa is. And then I think it's, God, I can't think of what it's called. But I would get the salsa, and then you can or can't get guac. It depends how many calories you have to play with. But guac isn't bad for you. It's just pretty calorie dense. And then I get a teeny tiny bit of rice. I get a little bit of beans. And that's pretty much the meal. It's really, really simple. Now, if you're going to Chipotle and you're A, getting queso, sour cream, cheese, you're cooked. If you're B, getting it double wrapped, you are cooked. If you're getting double beans and double rice, you're also cooked. So Chipotle, there's a lot of different. Oh, I didn't even mention chips and queso, or like all the things where like the people do the mukbangs and they dump all the sauces on top of the burrito. No. So we need to make sure that we are not doing all of that random bullshit, because that's just gonna make you be in probably a calorie surplus for the week, and you're gonna be super bloated and feel horrible. Their chicken's pretty healthy. Again, it's got like whatever seed oils. I mean, whatever. If you are on the go and you need a healthy option, Chipotle is probably one of the best things you can go to. I would put like Cafe Rio, and I would put Qdoba up here as well. Those are like some of my other go-tos. And like the meal I get is usually between like 500 and 600 calories, and like honestly like 60 grams of protein if you get the double chicken. It's definitely a good ratio, and it's pretty healthy. Continuing on, Popeyes. This goes straight into I'd rather starve. This, again, only unhealthy options here. Really, and obviously when I say only unhealthy options, yes, there are things that are going to be better than other parts of their menu for in terms of like health. But guys, if you're going to Popeyes, you are cooked. You need to not be going to Popeyes, because there's so many tempting things to get on the menu that are going to be delicious and highly palatable foods, high in calories. not the move. Not the move at all. Jack in the Box. Never been to this place. Some of these places I've only driven past and seen. Based on what I know about it, it's gonna go. I would actually put it in. I'd rather starve. Again, just one of those highly palatable foods. Um, it's similar to Sonic, I think. I wouldn't go there. Jersey Mike's, another sandwich place. These sandwich places are tough because if you get something like a grilled chicken sandwich, so I'm actually going to change this. I'm going to say Jersey Mike's and Jimmy John's can actually go into kind of healthy because I forgot they can have like a grilled chicken sandwich. So if you get that option or like some sort of like grilled meat, maybe like a steak sandwich on a flatbread, then it could be decent for you actually. Same with Subway. You can get healthier things at Subway. So I would put those sandwich places in this. The only reason I put In-N-Out here is because I know they have that Flying Dutchman and I know they also have the lettuce wrap. I don't know as much for Wendy's what they have or that. Again, I don't really frequent these places. Five Guys Burgers. Honestly, this is one of my top two places for burgers. Shake Shack probably takes my number one in terms of like just taste. Five Guys, I know they do a good job like having health, like the meats are better quality there. It's still a burger joint. It's still pretty unhealthy. Healthy options, that's gonna go and should avoid. There's just a lot of foods that you really should avoid, and this tier list is definitely built more towards having a lot of unhealthy foods, and unfortunately, that's just kind of where we're at with this. And now, guys, there is only one spot for this last item, and if we're talking about McDonald's, listen, we are not in any sort of way going to be going to McDonald's. If you're going to McDonald's, if you're going to anything on the bottom, honestly, if you're going to anything on the bottom too, and you're trying to lose body fat, good fucking luck. Because these things are all highly palatable. They are all high in calories. And your life is just going to be rough if you're trying to go there and still be in a calorie deficit. The problem is, and I'll harp on this a little bit in probably another video, but when you're in a deficit and you're trying to hit a certain amount of protein and a certain amount of calories per day, per week, and you go to a place like this, it's really going to just throw you off because the foods are not very, there's not a lot of volume in this food. It's really quite, you're not going to feel full when you finish one of these meals. So then you're going to want to eat more. And you've already hit your calories for the day in that one meal with this, going to this fast food joint. So it's very detrimental if have some sort of health goal in mind to go to these places. But just wanted to give you a little bit of insights on the fast food and kind of where I would rank them. So if you guys enjoyed this, drop a sub, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.